Hello, and welcome to the 207th edition of Beer Issues. My name is Matt Brucker, and I'm coming to you live here from Casa de Brucker. We're going to be having another outstanding beer. Today we're going to be having from New Holland Brewing Company, we're going to be having the Dragon's Milk, which is a bourbon barrel aged Imperial Stout. So let's waste no time, let's go ahead and get this opened up. And let's get into this beer here. Now this beer rates a 91 out of 100, which makes it an outstanding beer. And the beer clocks in at 11% alcohol by volume. So it's not one you're gonna sit around the poolside and drink in heavy quantities, let's put it that way. All right. So let's look at the beer and talk about it. Okay, first of all, you're getting a dark brown, almost black color, an off-white head with great retention. As you can see, the retention is excellent on this beer. And as you can see, I can't really do it too much, but you're getting a nice lacing on the beer. So let's talk about this beer and talk about the smell. It smells absolutely delicious. So when I smell this beer, I smell the bourbon, okay? I smell chocolate, and I smell vanilla. Most Imperial Stouts will have a coffee, but I'm not really getting a strong coffee scent, but I'll let you know when I taste it if I do. But what I'm getting mainly is the nice bourbon flavor, not overly powered bourbon, but enough of that bourbon flavor, the chocolate and the vanilla. That's what's really jumping through in the smell. So let's waste no time. Let's go ahead and let's take a sip of this beer and let's see how it is. Now that is good. You're getting a nice blend of the flavors that we talked about. Very heavy taste on the bourbon. So if you're a fan of the bourbon, this has a nice bourbon flavor to it. You're getting the chocolate. You're getting the vanilla. I still do not taste the coffee flavor in here. I'm just sitting here, chocolate married with sweet undertone of vanilla and oak. I get the oak in there. Yeah, it doesn't even say coffee on it. Which most, like I said, most Imperial Stouts do have a coffee flavor. And I'm really not getting a coffee flavor in this, but the blend of the oak, the chocolate, the vanilla, I mean, they swirl into one big flavor, and it's a really nice flavor for me. But again, I'm going to tell you, I like bourbon a lot. So to me, a beer with a heavy presence of bourbon is right up my alley. That is really, really nice. I'll agree all day long with the ratings. 91 out of 100. I think that's spot on. I might take a couple of seconds. I did let this sit out for a little while. I think the flavors will even come through a little bit more after it sits for a minute. Even though I did let it sit out for a while, I think it's still a little bit cooler than you should probably drink this beer at. I think a couple of degrees cooler, and it would, a couple of degrees warmer, and the flavors will even come out more. But fantastic combination of flavors. well balanced with the sweetness from the chocolate, the bite of the bourbon, the vanilla. I think it just all blends together very nicely. You know you're drinking a beer when you drink this. I mean, it's got a strong, bourbon flavor, but the way it balances all together, it's really a super taste. If you're one of the people that just are not fans of bourbon barrel beers, don't try this because this is not going to be your beer. This is for somebody who likes a well-pronounced bourbon flavor, like the Goose Island Bourbon Barrel. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Completely different beer, these two, but the boldness of the bourbon, they're not afraid to let that, out. And then this one, they really did give it a nice bourbon flavor. And I'm going to have to do a little bit more reading on this because I don't know how long they aged this beer, but I'm going to have to do some research because I'm just curious because, wow, it has a really nice flavor in it. And this beer is out of Michigan. So to all my friends in Michigan, boom, there's another one of your beers we're trying here. But yeah, perfect, spot on. 11% alcohol. It's a sipper. You don't want to be pounding this beer because you go to bed early. But I think it's delicious. Now, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you tell your friends about Beer Issues and how much fun we're having talking about great beers and drinking great beers. And make sure if you want any cool Beer Issues gear, like Beer Issues hats, t-shirts, anything like that, go to shop.beerissues.com. And as my wife likes to say, I have beer issues.